Hey guys, we're back at it again today. Kind of got ahead of the game. Got the driver's side corner jacked up just a hair, and got the radiator draining. We're doing away with this old radiator. It's like a 1, maybe 2 core. I don't even know what it's out of. It's super tiny, and we're gonna set up a 2002 truck radiator with dual electric fans, which we already ran the wirings and relay. Just gotta get it all taken out. Alright. I've never had this radiator out. The only thing I've had off was this and painted it. So I do not know what we're in store for. There goes for me not making a really big mess, because I just dumped that all over the damn floor. What can I say? Shit happen, you know? Shit happen. Now I do know when I got this, it only had water in it, as you can see, for all the rust. So I hope it didn't do too much damage in there. We will keep that electric fan. I have no idea what this is out of. It kind of looks like an old S10 radiator, but I don't know. We'll set her aside here. Now, we're changing this for a reason. One, it had a small leak, it had a crack. I did a little bit of JB welding on it. Number two, it's a very, very small radiator, and I want the ECM to control the fans, and I want 2 fans, not 1. So I don't want this bad boy getting hot. We want it to run cool. So let's test it. I know it's old and dirty. She's a lot bigger though. It's got some nooks and crannies in her. This was brand new in the truck that we scrapped, which has been a while since we scrapped it. Let's see if I can get this off of here out of the way. And she takes up almost that whole core support. which that's what we want. Need something big like that. It needs to stay cool. I know I could just buy a factory 4-core aluminum radiator for the 75 Chevy and put it in there and make it work. But why? When you got brand new stuff that's dirty, that clean it up, it works fine. You know what I mean? Now the other thing is we got to figure out how to mount the plastic upper part of the plastic fans up here, because they are not going to work. Well, what I'm thinking is, since that piece already has the factory bracket rubber mounts and all that stuff built into it, we'll build off that, bolt it where it originally goes, and maybe we'll build some dimple die like we do right there, and run it off each side, or even make one big panel out of it. Let's set the fans in there and check real quick before I leave. Before I call it quits. Because the fans have a lot of it. We won't even use. Now these are all muddy, they've been sitting under my back porch, but it stays dry, just they're muddy. Now this ain't all the way back. Which, let's just set it all the way back. I got it earlier. Now we know it's not center, but give us the idea here. Stay there. Nope. Do I have what it takes to be Lone Ranger? Old prop top. You there? She's even adjustable. Voila. Alright. Now, the fans kind of will hide a little bit of it. So, what if we, this is going to be at, which all of it has to shift down. Alright. This has to go this way because I didn't get that rubber piece out of there. It's kind of not setting. I got it. I got an idea. Alright. You guys tell me if I'm crazy or not. I got an idea. I think we'll take this off and just get rid of it. We'll make our rubber mounts on the bottom. 10-4, good buddy. We'll use these. We'll cut this plastic out, this little piece here. We'll mount these. We'll drill through the back side with another rubber mount, and we'll bolt this to here. We'll just run a bolt. But that bolt will be hidden by a panel we make, like we did up here. We'll make another dimple die panel to hide that gap. And then it should be golden. I think that'll work. The only thing is, I don't know if I have another lower radiator hose. That one that was on here is too small. We can make something work. I know I got a bunch of upper ones. Might be one on some of them. Spare engines down there. Maybe. But this just ain't gonna work. So it's driving me nuts that I keep thinking it's going to. Now, these fans ain't made for this style radiator. It fits them, but it don't have the lock point here. There's enough plastic on the bottom where we can drill the lip of the radiator out and bolt it to the bottom. So that's what we're going to do on the bottom, but we need to build mounts to keep the radiator from, yeah. And then we'll use this as the actual radiator top mount. I think that'll work. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can cut this way down. I mean, I can cut the shit out of this, but I hate to. I mean, it says GM right there. We can come all the way up here to this lip and cut this whole piece off and use this as a mount and just, yeah, still bolt the fan part up. Or we can do the old zip tie trick, but we're not doing that. I'm just kidding. Not doing that at all. Because this will fit down in there. And then we can use this as the actual mount for the radiator. And possibly the fan. I don't know, guys. I'm spitballing. You guys gotta tell me this shit. I don't know where I'm going anymore. I tell you, I'm just losing my damn mind. I tell you what, that looks a lot better than the shit that was in there. Two big old factory electric fans, big old radiator. Them two big bad boys just a blowing. Still gotta set the temperature for fan 1, fan 2. But yeah. See if we can look something up here. Yeah. Let me get old sock cuts. Proper term, dikes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got that new kind there. Oh, look at that. An old jerry rig trick there. I'll tell you what, I'll click up a damn wet dream. You're good. I'm old. sure they didn't hit nothing. You gotta tell me them fans kick on. Alright? Alright. Yeah. Look at there. That bad boy ain't gonna get hot. Look at that fan. Like it. Like it a lot. Well, guys, mock-up stage, that's it for now. That's it for now. Alright, well, I did a couple things last night, came out late, phone died, so let me show you what I got. Alright, we got the radiator in. We ended up cutting the factory plate. I know some are gonna be, oh my god, he cut it. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. Still gotta trim it up some more. For some reason this bracket was offset, so I couldn't get it to where it looked right to use it. Now this radiator we put in here is exactly center of the front core. And you can see how much is here compared to over there. This is offset by like 3 inches to the left side, to the driver's side. So, we're going to use it as our mount. I'm going to trim it down, get rid of this lip right here. I'm going to paint it black, use it as a mount to actually keep the radiator in there. And then we're going to use that as our actual fan mount also. For our dual fans. Got a hole here, a hole there. We're gonna get rid of this piece, except for maybe this center section. I can bend it flat. We're gonna put 3 bolts on the top of that fan. Here's the fans. We did away with the factory mounts, cut it off. This sets underneath the mount, so we already got a hole drilled here and here. So once we get that in, we know it's gonna work right. We're riv nutting it. You can see right here. I'm gonna rev nut it there, here, and there. Make sure it's gonna fit in there right. And then we'll trim as needed. I think that's gonna work fine. But then we're gonna have to build a panel kind of like that. I'm gonna do a little bit something different. We're gonna have this one come from the top up here and bend down. And we're gonna have it bolt to the shroud too. So it'll cover kind of this mount. Offset mount. I mean, I know I could have made something better. I really didn't want a big piece of aluminum there to make it look like a lot of people, like I did the Suburban. I didn't want to cut up a bunch of aluminum and stick in there, because then you got the end you can see and everything. This we're gonna have it nice and covered with a nice piece of aluminum. Maybe we'll put some dimple dies in it. Think about doing a little something different if I can get it to work right. With the dimple dies, not just straight lines or zigzags or big and small. I'm gonna try something different, see if it'll work. Do it on the test panel first, but yeah. So you won't see that factory mount when we're done. We'll have a nice little aluminum cover come down to the top of the fans. But I'll get some, guys, my stand broke. I'm by myself. So I'll get these fans set in here and mocked up, and I'll let you see from there. Hey guys, well, we got some more done. I gotta call it quits now. I gotta do a few things with the family. Family's always first. let me show you what I got done. I didn't bore you with all the cutting and knick-knack drilling stuff because it's a long, drawn-out process. So I'll talk you through detail what I did. All right, got it all mounted. Now, that's the factory 75 Chevy upper radiator mount. Now, we trimmed the corner out, trimmed this whole front section out, and the fan bolts there, there, and there with rev nuts into the plastic, which I might have to redo that. I don't know if I like that. I think it might vibrate loose. I guess we're just going to have to find out. I don't know. If it does, I thought about just making a little metal plate, run underneath that across the plastic, and maybe like bond it to the plastic and then bolt it with that to help it out a little bit better so I can tighten it more. We'll see how it works. I do got to put a spacer under it here, there, and there. Just because if you tighten it too much, it pulls the plastic up on top. So we're going to put a spacer under it so it's all the same amount. But then we mounted our relays there. Now all this was already wired up for dual that I did over the summer. And I had that one fan that was already on this truck just kind of temporarily connected into one of them connectors so it would work. But all of it's wired up. We had to extend one ground. I still got to do a little bit of zip tying. And then on the bottom, we used the factory the factory radiator mount rubbers, but they're polyurethane. You can buy them at Summit. I had a bunch of them from when I did my car. We got them under there on both sides. So, and then we, right here, we got some rubber here because this is a lot wider than the other one. And it was kind of hitting right here on this corner, so we put some rubber there too, just to be safe. But now, what we're going to do is we're going to find a good spot here, and we're going to bend us a bracket of aluminum down, and we're going to run it to this lip here. So we're going to cover this with a nice dimple dyed bracket, kind of like we did here, but we're going to do a little bit something different instead of just straight line. So it'll start here and wrap down and stop right here. So it will hide this ugliness. I tried to make it to look the best way I could, but that bracket's offset to the driver's side for some reason. And I didn't want to drill any more holes than I had to in that core support. So I used that factory mount setup. Yeah, I cut it. Yeah, it's a 1975 bracket. Hey, it happens. It happens. This ain't no show rig. This ain't no SEMA rig. This is a driver. But let me show you here. Get zoomed in. Now this is on a toggle right now because that's the way I set it up for the other fan, temporary, so we can get this thing so we can drive it and everything. I'm gonna wire it up to ECM today too after we're done building that panel. But here we go. I can feel that air clear up here onto the cab by the door. Way much more air. Way much more air. It needs cleaned up. This saw that was on the front of this one, let me get back here. And look how small this radiator is. I don't know what it's out of. This thing's tiny. And that fan was on the transmission cooler they had on it. I'm not no drag racer. I didn't think it needed an electric fan on a trans cooler. So, and it's still mounted down underneath behind the bumper. I left it there. I just did away with the wiring. It's angled where the air's hitting it. Now, when we build a front splitter on the bumper, we might have to relocate it. I don't know. And if we do relocate it, I'm just going to bring it up behind the grill and mount it to the support. I kind of like to get it right in the center of the radiator so we're not blocking that much air, but mount it up front somewhere, out of the way and hidden. But that's what we got now. Next, we're going to build this cover. And then, one more thing. I got some switches in today. What's this one? I think this is a switch. Nope. Got some door locks so we can lock the door. There it is. We got the power and push button. Guys, I like the off-road nightlight stuff. I haven't had no issues. I love it. And I got some more toggles that are green instead of orange. I have not had no issues. I love them. And they're relays, which right here I got 3 of them. These relays are awesome, and they're way better priced than a factory relay, like a Dorman relay or something like that. Way better price, and they last forever. I've never had no issues out of them. I bought that harness off Amazon for this fan, so I didn't have to make one. I could have made one, I just didn't want to. That was like 20 bucks for that harness. It came with some cheap Chinese relays. Do away with them. I've learned my lesson. Throw the damn relays away and put you some nice nightlight ones in there. I bought a pack of like 30 of those for 40 bucks probably 3 years ago, and I still got a bunch of them. So, change them out. Alright guys, don't mind the mess. We're going to start making this panel. We done measured it over there. We'll make it 35.5. We got a 1/2 inch overhang on both sides of the radiator. So we'll nail that right there. I know. Fuck me, I got shit everywhere. Figure out where we're going to bolt this, and then we're going to bend it down. Put a nice little bend in it. Which this ain't a very big panel. I can probably put a bend in my bender, but we got snow shovels, sleds, everything else laid over there. So we need to figure out where we're going to put our holes for rub nuts. These two right here kind of looks good. Maybe. They're too big. Alright, so we're going to do 3. So we'll do 1 here, there. Might have another one. But then we'll do 4 on it. Since I've been going, or you've been going, however you want to put it, I drilled the holes. And They're off a hair. Just a hair. Oh, that's probably because I bent that in. Alright, we'll get these started here. I'll straighten this lip back out. The edge that was left on here, the lip, I smashed it down a little bit over there because I tried to take a kink out of it. And I smashed it more than I should have. Make it work right here. Alright, this is the bolts we're going to use for this top part. And I'll get this part. She's working. Just some love tapping. Love tap. Oh, that's love shack, not love tap. Just a love shack, love tap. Come on. This lip right here I spread down too far. Well, I'm done. I don't even like that. Hell with it. No, I'm just kidding. We're almost done. I got to bend there some more. I think I might put another little bend on the bottom lip. And we'll round the corners on the bottom. Got to put some more bend right here on this lip. I'm thinking about bending this lip up so it sits flat on this fan shroud. And then we'll round these here. And I was thinking, here's my thoughts, but I don't know if I can do it. It's not going to be on this video. I apologize. This is where I'm going to stop. Got some things I got to do, so you know how that goes. So what we're going to do, you got the first part of it. What I'm doing. Everything's mounted. Radiator's in. Fans are in. All wired up. Everything's working. Now I'm not going to put the hoses on or antifreeze back in it yet. See the rust? Now, we'll back this out. I'll flush the motor real good. I'm going to flush this new radiator real good. We're going to cap all the quarter lines off that's on it because we're not using them. And then we'll put our overflow back in. And then we'll finish this. I was thinking about 3 dimple dies here. I kind of want to incorporate like a Chevy logo here somehow. Hey guys, I know. I said I was gonna quit. You know, tricked you, magic man. Well, I got done as far as I'm gonna get it. Now I got to tear it all back apart, clean it all up, and put it all back together except for the cover that we just built, because it needs painted, it needs smoothed out. But I want you guys to tell me something. I built the cowl panel, we dimple dyed it. I got a dimple dyed bracket that we built for the cold air intake. I keep running around in my head. I don't know if I want to dimple dye that. I don't want too much of it. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. The only thing I did different since the last time you seen it is we put a small bend in the bottom and drilled 4 holes, small holes, that's it. And we attached it to the fan shroud. Now, it's pretty well done. We rounded the corners. We still got to take it apart, sand it down all nice and neat. Make sure the edges are not sharp. I'll turn you around here. But seriously, comment down below. Let me know what you want. I can put dimple dyes all over. We can do some kind of design on it, or I can just put a cool ass decal on it after we paint it gold. You guys tell me. Here we go. Alright, that's it. The only thing we did was we put it over in the bender and put a nice flat edge on the bottom. We put 4 screws in, stainless screws, to attach it to the fan shroud. Looks pretty good. I like it. Turned out really well. Better than a big old cut up 2002 model aluminum core support stuffed onto another core support. I think it turned out good. I like the way it looks. Now, let me know what you think. I did run into one little issue, which ain't a big issue, upper radiator hose. I don't really want it blocking that panel, so we're gonna trim it back some. Probably trim this a little bit more, but once you trim that one there off a lot, and we'll bring it back to here, like that. And I'll drill a hole in that plastic there for this to set down in and clamp. It should set fine. Won't be blocking nothing. Always hated that big long hose. I don't know why they did that, but I do not have a lower hose. So the one that was on it, too short. I'll have to find one, which pretty sure I got one somewhere. Didn't find it in the garage, let's just say that. So we'll get there. Before we put the hoses on it anyway, I want to flush the motor. That rag's in there because we sanded down what we cut off the top of that plastic shroud. I didn't want a bunch of plastic getting in there, but showed you guys this once before. Fans work good. Still on a toggle. We got to switch that up, which that's our next step, because I got new switches, new start button, all that stuff in. We got door locks for the doors, so we can lock the doors. That'll be another episode, but appreciate you guys. That's it for now. You guys got any questions on anything, let me know. I'll tell you if I missed something, or didn't show you something exactly, so you could probably match this process. I think that looks a lot better than the way I did the Danielle and the way I've seen some people do it. Now if I had a big old fancy aluminum welder, yeah, I would have cut up one of the aluminum core supports, and I would have welded them cap shut and all this and that and put it on there. But I don't have nothing like that. I got a welder. I can weld some metal. Never welded aluminum before. Never tried it. So I honestly like it. It turned out way better than I thought. But hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment below what you want me to do with that panel. Okay? Be serious now. Comment down below. Let me know what to do with that panel.